In a case of the most Chicago Bears thing you can possibly imagine, here we are today with the Chicago Bears sitting at 4-3. Matt Eberflus is still the head coach. Chris Morgan is still the offensive line coach. And the biggest struggle on this team is, again, the offensive line. The only person that Matt Eberflus kept from his last regime in 2023 was Chris Morgan. And that is Chris Morgan, the offensive line coach of the offensive line that was rated one of the worst in football. Now, what does that mean more broadly? Well, that means that there are problems. The Bears are now 4-3. They could easily have been 6-1 with proper play calling, and they brought in Shane Waldron to fix the offensive play calling and work with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter has started to look really good. It looks like as the game progresses and as he takes more control of the offense, they do much better than when Shane Waldron is calling the plays early on. And that represents itself a problem. But the even bigger problem is this, and it's very, very simple. I don't want to oversell it to you. I don't want to overdo it for you. I want to say this. By the way, if you like this content, make sure you hit the like button. If you like me, hit the subscribe button. If you don't like me, hit the subscribe button so you can talk shit about me all day long in the comment section down below. I'm just going to show you. Running around the league right now, Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, he wanted to be a Chicago Bear. He wanted to be the Chicago Bears head coach. And he was holding out and did not accept interviews for other jobs, reportedly, because he was looking at one single solitary job. And I think that what he wanted to do was he wanted to coach Caleb Williams. I think that that's what he was looking for. He thought that Caleb Williams was something special and that he would get the most out of Caleb Williams. The end. I think that that's the case. Now, here's the other part, and this should be maddening and frustrating to you as a Chicago Bears fan. By the way, I'm not telling you how to be a fan, but I'm also telling you how to be a fan. Tom Brady, the GOAT, is calling the Lions offense unstoppable and says repeatedly the Lions team is the best that he's seen this year. And he goes over this and constantly gushes over what he sees. Who's the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions? You guessed it, Ben Johnson. And now we have this report that came out, and there's multiple reports. Albert Breer told ESPN 1000's Cap and Jay Hood that Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson was interested in the Bears head coaching position. Breer noted that the collective belief is that Johnson wanted the Bears job, but it never came open. He ultimately remained the Lions offensive coordinator, turning down any other possible head coaching gigs. This guy turned down jobs because he wanted one specific job. And Ryan Poles fumbled the bag. He pulled a Chase Claypool. He pulled a let's rehire Matt Eberflus. He pulled a let's keep Chris Morgan. He pulled a let's make it Nate Davis. Nate Davis, who, by the way, is no longer even suiting up for the team. So you do have to ask yourself, what is next? What are we going to do next? Well, listen, I don't know how this season is going to end. I know that the Chicago Bears are 2 plays away from being a 6-1 team. So are we elite? No. Are we much improved? Yes, because at this point last year we were 2-5. Winning those 2 extra games last season, situation being what it could have been, depending on the games that you won, could have been a playoff contender. Now, just winning those 2 games would not have made us a playoff contender if we had beaten Detroit and we had beaten Green Bay at the end of the season. Then let's just say that 9-8, because we would have had a win over Green Bay, most probably would have given us the opportunity for that. So there's 2 games that we could have won, that we should have won, that we didn't win, that would have changed the trajectory of this team dramatically. Now, why is that not happening? Well, I mean, guys, at some point, when do you blame the head coach? When do you blame the fact that you have an elite set of athletes out here not performing at an elite level? And whose fault is it when you come off of a bye week and your team looks woefully unprepared to start a game hot against somebody who is a rival? And say what you want about it, but Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniel have their own rivalry. Maybe they are not rivals, but the media has turned it into the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. And guess what happened? The number 2 pick had a great game, and Caleb Williams, save for his fourth quarter comebacks, didn't have a great game. So, there's a lot of pressure out there. And how did we respond to the pressure when it mattered, when we had 2 weeks to prepare? We laid an egg, an absolute egg. We didn't prepare we weren't ready to compete at a high level. Washington pushed us around for a while. The defense came through. I don't want to discredit the defense. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the offense with DJ Moore, with Keenan Allen, with Rome Odunze, with DeAndre Swift, with Caleb Williams, couldn't score points. Think about that for a second. Would that have happened if Ben were the head coach and he had a say in how this offense was handled? I venture to say that would not be the case, that team would have found a way to score some points. Things would be vastly different. But I'm interested to see what you have to say about this Ben Johnson, let's call it a fiasco at this point. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, if you like this content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. If you like me, hit the subscribe button. If you don't like me, hit the subscribe button so you can talk shit to me all day long in the comment section. I don't mind. No matter what, comment section down below. Bear down, and we'll see you again very soon.